to change finally? Immunity to change is that process in which, for the people, we uncover those hidden motivations and beliefs which prevents them from making that changes which they want to make but are not able to make. How they can overcome this obstacle and reach out to their maximum potential. So what's the process? Let me quickly take you through the process of immunity to change. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. So there are 4 stages, which is also similar to the stages of growth, which is unconsciously immune. We realize that there is something which is deep rooted, which is deep inside in the unconscious, which is working. We realize that and we are immune to that. We are attempting, but it's not happening. Time and again, there is some resistance coming in. And then we consciously bring it in. Say for this session, as I'm sharing, as the process happens, you may come to realize some of the things which is happening in that manner in your life. Consciously you realize that immunity to change, that one thing in your life. And then you start consciously releasing it. You adapt the new thing that you want to do. You badly want to do that. You adapt that new change in your life, and then it becomes a part of you. That is, unconsciously you live that life. So what I would request each one of you to have a paper and a pencil pen in your hand. And this is a map, immunity to change map, ITC map. I requested members to just keep in mind that one big thing that you have with you. Okay. So just capture this one big thing. And what is that your commitment statement is towards that? And I've given an example. Okay. There's a goal, and that commitment statement is, I want to have high quality communication with my colleagues. Okay. And then what you do is you write down what is that you're actually doing or not doing, which is preventing you from that commitment statement. That's the second part. And third part is, what is that thing which you are doing exactly opposite than your commitment statement? It's called a competing commitment. You are doing exactly the opposite. And worry box has got the fears, your emotions, what all is involved in that. And behind it is a big assumption. So just remember this model. We will come back to it. But by that time, kindly note down what is that commitment statement that you have for your goal. What is that you positively want to achieve? So that is the commitment statement. Okay. Thank you. And now we move to the interesting part, another interesting part, which is the table topics round. Now, what will be the rules of the game? I will call upon anyone and give them a topic. The speaker has to speak for minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes, and there's a grace time on the higher side, that means 2 minutes 30 seconds. And once the speaker finishes speaking, I will just invite anyone to give in a 30 seconds time frame one good thing and one improvement area, or it can be only be improvement area. Okay. So all of us have to be attentive as the process goes on. And are we ready? Right. So I've got 6 topics, 6 numbers. So you can choose any number, anyone, and I'll share that topic to you. Any volunteers? You can see Toastmaster Puneet and Akshay. So first will be Toastmaster Puneet, and then the second speaker would be Akshay. Okay. So what number you want to pick up between 1 to 6? 1.
I'm the number 1 speaker.
I'll go with number one.
Okay. The first, your
I'm
voice is
audible because I came to storeroom. Okay.
your voice is slightly cracking. Speak again.
Okay.
Keep
Can you
speaking.
hear me now?
Yes, it is better.
Oh, it is okay. Awesome.
Toastmaster Puneet, the first step in change is acceptance. The first step in change is acceptance. Toastmaster Puneet.
Robin Sharma once said that better awareness leads to better choices, and better choices leads to better results. Thank you so much, Table Topic Master Falgunan, for sharing this beautiful topic. Acceptance is the first step towards change. Now, let me give you a very specific Toastmasters example, which many of you are familiar with. One of the most common feedback which I've always got in my Toastmaster speeches, Puneet, your rate of speech is so high. And I do agree with this. My rate of my train of bullet train. Impossible. That's what I thought earlier. But then I learned through hindsight and amazing mentors that if I have to deliver a speech and impact people, my rate of speech has to be slower. Earlier, I had this arrogance, youthful arrogance, right? The audience doesn't know. My rate of speech is high because I think a lot more faster and I have a lot more content to deliver. But it's only in the past 6 months I've realized when I look at amazing people in our own club and through amazing, candid, brutal feedback that yes, I need to accept that my rate of speech is higher. I need to slow it down. And there's still a lot more room of improvement. And that acceptance is the first step towards change, has led me to take that necessary steps. Have I been successful? Not yet. But I have shown progress. Absolutely. If I compare my old rate of speech with my rate of speech 6 months ago and now, there's a conscious, deliberate effort to reduce my rate of speech, and it has shown 20% improvement, but I still have a long way to go. Friends, better awareness leads to better choices, and better choices leads to better result. And this one table topic is an attempt for me to improve my rate of speech. And I'm sure all of us have our own goals. Take steps, and I'm sure you'll be closer to your goals. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Anyone wants to evaluate? Okay. Toastmaster Charudat, would you want to evaluate? 30 seconds.
Okay, sure, Toastmaster Falgunan. So Toastmaster Puneet, that was a very nice attempt, and I must say that it was very visible in your speech that you are working on your pace of speaking. Having said that, I strongly feel that for this table topic, when you said that evaluator asked you to work on your space, that could have been more narrative, as in what are the different ways they keep telling you, or else you could have made it in the dialogue that Toastmaster Puneet, work on your pace. Toastmaster Puneet, you speak very fast. Toastmaster Puneet. So that could have been a bit better in connecting with the audience. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charudat. Toastmaster Akshay, choose any number between 2 to 6.
Number 2.
Number 2. Toastmaster Akshay, changing habits are difficult. Changing habits are difficult. Toastmaster Akshay.
Good evening, everyone. I believe changing habits is not only difficult but also a very challenging task. I remember the day in my journey in the lockdown period. I wanted to change few of my habits, such as one of them was to do at least get up early in the morning and go out to walk or maybe run. I tried to create a habit of that because I had heard that you need to do something regularly for 7 days and you will definitely get that habit. But instead of after 7 days, I was so tired and I was so exhausted that I stopped running. And that is how I gave up that habit. After a month, after some more encouragement and some more bombardments and words from my close ones and friends, I started to walk. And that was an amazing experience. I thought I have developed the habit because I was walking almost for a more than a week, that is at least 12 days. But at the 13th day, I did not wake up and missed it. And after that, the procrastination bug hit me and I started procrastinating. And again, I realized I have not developed this habit. So you see, the second time was also a challenge. But how do you develop a change in your habit, or how do you change one of your habits? My habit of giving up any task or procrastination was setting. So the next month, I tried to start cycling. And since then, I have been cycling regularly. So it's not the habit which you want to change. Find out which habit is of your interest. What is that you want to inculcate, and what is the habit or activity wherein you enjoy? Because the place where you enjoy, that definitely build up as a habit and you can develop it. It won't be a challenging task and you can easily overcome all the negative aspects such as procrastination or the giving up attitude. That's all. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. I think Sai, you want to evaluate?
Yes, I would like to do that, but before that, let me just add myself to the spotlight because, oh, I don't know what happened. Garen.
You raised your hands for that only, right?
Yes, I will be evaluating. Give me one quick second.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3 people in the evaluation zone. Toastmaster Akshay, I really like the pacing of your speech. You were relaxed as on stage. Though there are a couple of things I wanted to point out. One is that you have a habit of filling in content which is not necessary. For example, it's not only difficult, but it's also very challenging. Difficult means challenging. Be mindful of that. You also said procrastination hit me and I started procrastinating. That's just fluff. I mean, you're saying the same thing twice. Difficult is also very challenging. Procrastination is also makes me procrastinate. That makes no sense. The last thing is in terms of structure of your speech, you started off saying the topic was correct. You ended up saying the topic needs to be recalibrated because habits, you need to pick a habit which will stick and then it will stick. And hence you're challenging the basics of the topic given to you. So you might want to take a step back when the topic is given to you to think about your response. If you want to go against the topic, think about it, structure it in such a way that don't contradict yourself from the beginning till the end. That's my only feedback.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Toastmaster Shruti, would you want to give an attempt? Toastmaster Shruti? Okay. You can see Atul having raised his hand. Atul, from 3 to 6, you can choose your number.
3.
Any experience of how do you resist change? Toastmaster Atul, any experience of how do you resist change?
Well, fellow Toastmasters, table topic masters, and guests, good evening. I wanted to make a change in myself. Actually, it is a long cherished dream that I should sleep early and get up early. But that is not happening. All my life, I am like a late night person. Throughout my study life, throughout my professional life, it looks like my creativity comes when I am awake late in the nights. And yes, I have benefited from it, but then many people have told me that it is not good health practice. I should sleep early and get up early. though every time I make a resolution that I will go to bed early and get up early, that is a change I wanted, but I thoroughly resist it from being implemented also, because when I decide, okay, now let me sleep, it is 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the night, suddenly some job comes, either profession related, or I strike some ideas that start writing some paragraph about my speech, or some ideas, or anything, I feel I strike a creativity late in the night, and that is what is resisting my resolution to sleep early. So this is my personal experience. Though there is a lot of merit in sleeping early, getting up early, biologically, health-wise, but my desire to be more creative, my desire to make a difference in society gets hampers my desire to sleep early. So that is actually it is a self-created motivation to do something, but self-created resistance also not to do that. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atul. Distinguished Toastmaster Atul. Who would want to go for it? Toastmaster Jay, you want to evaluate Toastmaster Atul?
No, sorry, I was in the timer, so I concentrated more on the time machine. Thank you.
No.
Sorry.
No issues. Arvind, do you want to evaluate Atul's speech?
Atul, you came up with a good thing about your own experience, that is what is wanted, but it was I felt it was slightly confusing. Though you did say that you want to do it, but you don't want to do it. And I can only suggest that you, like I give you my experience. I normally say that I do not want to have any work related things after 8 o'clock. Anything to do with work or anything to do with Toastmasters, 8:30 is the latest that I will accept any call or try to give any talk or anything of that sort. So I think you should, if you had said that I will make the effort, that I would now not take any calls, things, and develop it as a habit, so that when you go to bed, you do not think about it, which keeps you awake. That's the only thing you could have said, that I would be doing this sort of thing. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Arvind.
Thank you, Arvind.
Our future Toastmasters are there. You can take him.
Till this time they were down. Now they have come home and are bombarding.
Hi.
Ah.
Woo!
Welcome.
The boy, Madhya. Good boy.
Yes. Very nice. I am
Why?
Sorry.
sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
I need to.
Falgunan, why don't you share your list with me and I can conduct the rest of the table topics.
The last topic for the day, because then there is some more time I want to spend on the theme. Who wants to go?
May I?
Yes, Jay. Between 4, 5, and 6.
6.
Toastmaster Jay, you control your life by the remotes of your actions. You control your life by the remotes of your actions. Toastmaster Jay.
Great. Definitely. I'm a very disciplined person, but you cannot say I'm operated by machines. Yes, according to discipline, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and sleep perfectly 10 o'clock at the night. Complete schedule is very much fixed. But at the same time, I always worry. I'm a human, make with the emotions. I have the emotion, I have the family, social systems. So why? So I always want to be the balance out. And that's the reason today I have received one call from DTM Nirmala Menon. And she told me today is the meeting. Have you missed it? And I said, I'm really very sorry, ma'am. Actually, I have not noticed. I have not followed this WhatsApp group. But if you told me now the programming is done, and then I come back for this meeting. And thank you very much to provide this role. But let me tell you, I'm not following so much discipline like the machines. I'm not the machine. I'm the human. I'm coming here just to enjoy the meeting. And let me tell you, when I received the call, I was in the market. And as soon as I just run. It was raining outside, completely wet. I throw out my clothes and then change it. And you can see whatever I got, I wore it because I have to attend this meeting in any case. So my friends, definitely I required a remote, but not like the robot. I want to enjoy my life with discipline. Thank you. And over to you, to table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. Left. Toastmaster Akshay or Nirmala, would you like to evaluate?
So, Toastmaster Jay, I enjoyed the way you presented your example of how you took the meeting as a relevant one.
No, you're not so very audible, Akshay.
Am I audible now? All right.
Better.
So, Jay, I learned how you gave your speech. The example was quite relevant to all the members of the audience. But how one feedback I would like to give, the way you concluded that did not went well ahead with the part of your title of your speech, because you mentioned how you are being controlled by a remote, right? You could have linked your topic, how a mobile phone, which is an electronic gadget, the voice from there of a person made you tune your entire schedule, and you could have given a close look on that and given a conclusion. So that would have made it a complete story. That's what over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. This completes the table topics round. Big round for everyone. May I request timer Toastmaster Jay to share the timers report, whether all of them have qualified.
Yes, all are qualified. Pune took 2 minutes 24 seconds. Akshay 2 minutes 15 seconds. Atul 2 minutes 8 seconds. Jay 1 minute 43 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jay. Yes, we have the polls which has come in. Please select the best table topic speaker.
We are missing 3 votes. Is that because Falguna, are you still the co-host, and Jay, are you still the co-host?
Yes.
Yes.
Is there any way you can drop the co-host role and or send the vote to me separately? That'll mean that all 10 people have voted. I'm going to close this poll because I'll wait for Falguna and Jay's votes. Falguna, I'm waiting for your vote. Or you can send it to me separately. It's okay.
No, do not consider because I can see the results. So it will be biased.
All right, so we have enough votes and we know the winner for the table topics. Please continue, Falguni.
Thank you. Thank you. Sai. All right. Moving forward to the immunity to change process. I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great. So there are these 5 questions. I showed you the table. So there, the first part was, what is your change objective? And you really want that to happen, then what is the commitment statement that you're writing for that? That's the first part. The second part is the blocking behaviors, that what are you doing or not doing, okay, so that your change objective doesn't get met. And worries are all your emotions, fears, other things that comes in. And the fourth part is a very interesting game that we play to balance it out, that prevents us from not doing what we want to do. Yeah, that is a hidden competing commitment, right? And there are assumptions behind it. What are the big assumptions behind it? So here is the first question. Just write it down. What is your change objective? Where is the pain? And that one big thing that you want to change to have a greater impact in your life. Just let me know when you have written something. This process takes a longer time, but we can quickly do it if you have this. Yeah, done. Can I move forward? Okay, that's the first step. Great. So we have filled in this first column, which is what is your goal and the commitment statement. Now we move to the second one, which is the blocking behavior. What is that you actually do? Behavior is what we do. Okay, that gets in the way of achieving your change objective. It's either something what we do or we don't do. What is that blocking behaviors? Write down against your commitment statement. What is that you actually do? And let me know once you've got it. And wonderful. We have done this second step, which is what are the blocking behaviors? And then comes the worry box, which is whatever you've written in your blocking behaviors. If you were to do the complete opposite of those, whatever you written just now, okay, what are the fears, sense of loss, or whatever, what are the feelings that comes up? What are the worries deep inside you? Just think about it. What is that is coming from inside you? It may be positive, negative, don't judge whatever is coming. Just write down whatever is coming. Is it making sense? Is logical? So just leave it, just keep writing. Is it done? Okay. So we have gone through this aspect of worry box, which is the feelings and things that come in. And we may now move to the hidden competing commitments, which is what is the first statement that your goal and you wrote down. Okay, this is my commitment statement. This is what I want to do. And what is that competing commitment? That means what is the opposite stakes which is there? It exactly conflicts your commitment. See, for example, to say what Atul mentioned about getting up early. The competing commitment is he's more productive at night. Then he's able to get more things done at night. So that's a completely competing commitment. Yeah. So what is that for you? Yeah. Is done. We finished, and finally we look at the big assumptions. About all of this game, what you mentioned about your commitment, your blocking behaviors, what you do exactly opposite to resist there's inertia which is there. What are the assumptions behind it? Assumptions can be anything. For example, your basic beliefs. That means if I don't do like that, then others won't accept me, or they won't value me, or anything. Again, all of that, what you wrote. What are those assumptions? If in a relationship, then you have to be the listening person, or you have to adjust. That may be the assumptions and which we think that that's a correct thing. If we are in a relationship, we are supposed to adjust to each other, everything. And that's a big assumption. But many people live their lives by that. Is that done? Okay. So by this 5 points and this process, we are able to create our immunity map. Yeah. This process of identifying the main goal, you badly want to do it. You have the commitment towards it. But the things that we actually do, the worries, the competing things that we do, and the assumptions, deep rooted from our beliefs and values, which comes in as part of our upbringing. What are those? And this immunity map can be done through various things. The simplest of the things which is not happening in our life to the difficult things. And it is not only at an individual level. We can do it at a group level, at organization level. That's the best part of this immunity map. All right. So coming to that, any questions around whatever I've shared till now? Yes, Sai.
Falgunan, thank you for sharing the immunity map with us. I found it a little difficult to answer that question about what feelings you get when you think about your blocking behaviors. I don't know how to phrase the question, but I think it was step 3 in the process, because your choices were things like fear and say panic or a few other things like that, negative emotions. But when I was looking for my immunity change for something specific to me, my feeling was if I were able to overcome my blocking behaviors or able to do what I want to do, my feelings would be uniformly positive. So I couldn't really connect what you were showing on the screen with what I thought my response to my change would be. So can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, so that's a worry box, right? The third step was a worry box, which is in the which is inside that hidden competing commitments. Let me share an example.
I don't believe it was that. I don't think it was a worry box. Or maybe it was, but I just found it had 3 bullet points saying fear and a few other things. Or sense of loss, I think those there. So that's the one I'm questioning you about.
Understood. I will quickly share an entire example which will clarify the whole process. Yeah. It's a very simple example. Yeah. Is my screen visible?
Yes, visible.
Yeah? Okay. So here is the commitment statement, which is you can see the bottom 1 and 2nd point. Be receptive to more new ideas. And second is create a culture of mutual trust and unwavering support. Okay, so that's the first step, which is the commitment statement. And then the second one is the blocking behaviors. What do you actually do? Give curt responses to new ideas, closing off, cutting off people. Your tone is very harsh. We are judgmental and critical of each other. So that's the blocking behaviors. What you want and what actually we are doing is quite different. And then comes the hidden competing commitments. What is that which is mentioned? To have things done my way. That's a hidden unconscious thing. I don't want to be receptive to others, but finally I want to get the things happening my way. So it's a conflicting and completely competing behavior, which is not allowing you to do the first step. Second is we are committed to preserving the pleasure of harshly criticizing and judging each other. There's also pleasure in saying negative about people. And finally, we look at the assumptions. If I don't find a way to get things done, I'll stop being valuable. And or the second one is our individual judgments are superior to any collective judgment. So I know more. I've seen life much more. And what my experience is, no others can match. So I would go by my intuition and my experience. I won't listen to others. I may show that I would listen, but the big assumptions, the unconscious assumptions, the beliefs that you have is that you know the best. Yeah. So that's the assumption, and it's deep rooted. We may not even be conscious about it. But when we create this immunity map, it's a process. It takes time. It takes, in fact, 2 hours to 3 hours minimum to do this, and it depends on the extent of the problem. Yeah. Does it help, Sai?
Maybe I'll take it up with you offline, but I feel I
Sure.
didn't really get the answer to my question.
Sure. I think the question that you asked was when the second things are the blocking behaviors, if you do the opposite of that, right? The third step, you do the opposite of that, how would that a fear or other emotions will come up? It will be a positive emotion. Yeah. Right. So that's a question. And that is in context to that competing commitments. The third step is in context to the competing commitments, which is you do exactly opposite to your actual committed statement. That's a goal and there is a commitment statement. And this third part is competing commitment statement. So you do opposite of that. And there is also in between the blocking behaviors.
I think you lost me, but I think we'll just discuss this offline. I don't want to
Sure.
delay this.
We'll take it offline. I'll clarify it. I know it's not such an easy topic, and also it's all about human behavior. So and all of us, I just wanted to give this model in front of all of you so that you get some idea and where you are really facing a deep human issue for yourself and you're struggling to have that change in your life, maybe use this model and see you are getting some answers. And that's where, when deep rooted, the unconscious beliefs and all, we are able to bring it to the consciousness, we are able to bring that change, there will be a shift happening. And we would be able to move to the next level of our development. Okay. With that, let me take the meeting proceedings further, and I invite the